Did you know your body might be screaming for help a whole month before a heart attack, and you're just not hearing it? If you're over 60 or care about someone who is, this question isn't just a curiosity, it's a wake-up call. Right now, thousands of seniors around the world are walking around with invisible warning signs in their own bodies. Symptoms so subtle, so easy to dismiss, that most people only realize too late what they really meant. You may think it's just aging. You may believe that fatigue, shortness of breath, or swelling in the feet is just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if those signs are your heart quietly begging for help, and every day you ignore them, you're one step closer to a tragedy that could have been prevented? Many heart attacks don't start with dramatic chest pain like we see in the movies, especially in older adults. They begin slowly, with whispers, with quiet signals like disturbed sleep, sudden anxiety, or unexplained tiredness. These are not just feelings. They are red alerts, and the body, especially after 60, never gives those alerts without a reason. Ignoring them is dangerous. And yet, most people do. Not because they don't care, but because no one ever told them what to look for. That's what this video is here to change. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 10 silent signs that can show up a month, sometimes even earlier, before a heart attack happens. These are real, verified by science, and have already saved the lives of people who watched videos like this one. So don't look away now. This might be the moment that opens your eyes to something your heart's been trying to say for a long time. Now, let me ask you something personal, and be honest with yourself. Have you noticed anything unusual in your body lately? Maybe a tightness in your chest when you climb the stairs, or a strange dizziness that comes out of nowhere. Have you felt a sudden wave of exhaustion, even after resting well? These might seem like normal signs of aging, but for many people over 60, they're early whispers of something much more serious. And sometimes, these whispers are the only warning the heart gives before something dangerous happens. So, I want to hear from you. Really. Scroll down to the comments and tell us your age, your city, and if you've ever experienced one of these strange symptoms. Are you feeling tired for no reason? Has your heart ever skipped a beat while you were sitting still? Sharing your story might help someone else, someone who's scared, confused, and looking for answers. This channel was created for people like you, for seniors, for caretakers, for anyone who wants to live longer, with strength, dignified independence, and real health. Here, we talk about prevention, about listening to your body, and above all, about not feeling alone. Because you're not, and you never were. Let's go deeper now. There are 4 warning signs that often appear first, signs that many ignore, but could change everything if recognized in time. Let EASIS dive into the first 4 silent signs that your heart might be in trouble, and I want you to pay close attention, especially if you or someone you love is over 60. These are symptoms that many seniors live with for weeks, even months, without ever connecting them to heart health. They think it's just age catching up, but these signs are real, and they're dangerous if ignored. The first one is unusual fatigue. And I don't mean the kind of tiredness that comes after gardening or going for a long walk. I'm talking about a deep, unshakable exhaustion that hits you after doing something simple, like walking from the bedroom to the kitchen or taking a shower. Maybe you used to carry groceries with ease, and now even lifting a bag feels heavy. If this sounds familiar, it's not just aging. It's your heart possibly failing to deliver oxygen-rich blood to your muscles. This kind of fatigue is the body's desperate attempt to slow you down, because the engine that powers everything, your heart, is struggling. Now think back. Has this kind of tiredness become part of your daily life? Have you brushed it off as normal? If yes, it's time to see it with new eyes. Chronic fatigue, especially new or worsening, is one of the most common early signs of an incoming heart event. And yet, it's the one that gets ignored the most. The second sign is shortness of breath during light activity. Have you felt winded just walking across the room? Or found yourself needing to sit down after bending over to tie your shoes? That isn't just about getting older or being out of shape. Shortness of breath can mean your heart isn't pumping efficiently, and your lungs are struggling to compensate. The oxygen your body needs isn't getting to where it should. This is especially concerning when it happens during routine, easy activities. Many people brush it off by saying, I'm just getting old." But heart specialists have confirmed this is exactly the type of symptom that precedes heart failure or a major cardiac event. Your breathing and your heartbeat are deeply connected. When one is off, the other often is too. Let E. Hess talk about the third sign, and this one might surprise you: pain or pressure in the jaw, neck, or upper back. We've all seen the image of someone clutching their chest in pain during a heart attack. But here's the truth. Many heart attacks, especially in older adults, especially in women, don't involve chest pain at all. Instead, the discomfort appears in unexpected places. You might feel tightness in your neck, or a strange ache in your jaw. Maybe your upper back feels like it's being pressed down by something heavy. Let me tell you about Gloria, a 72-year-old woman who lives in Sao Paulo. For 2 weeks, she felt a pulling sensation in her neck, like a stiffness that wouldn't go away. She took painkillers. She applied warm compresses. Nothing worked. Then, one morning, while brushing her teeth, she collapsed. It wasn't a stroke. It wasn't muscular. It was her heart. The doctors said it had been giving signals for days. She just didn't know how to read them. These referred pain symptoms happen because the nerves in our upper body are all connected. When your heart is under distress, it can send that pain to places where you least expect it. That's why this sign is so often missed. But once you know, you can never unsee it. And now, the fourth sign: cold sweats at night. This one's tricky, especially for women who've already gone through menopause. You might think it's just a hot flash, or maybe you had a weird dream. But if you wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat, without any logical reason, that's your nervous system in overdrive. It's reacting to stress in your body, and more specifically, to decreased blood flow or oxygen to vital areas. You're not just sweating. You're being warned. The body is incredible. It fights to protect you even while you sleep. But most of us don't know how to interpret the signs. These cold sweats, especially if they're new and recurring, are often reported by patients right before a cardiac event. It's your system trying to keep balance under pressure. But the pressure is getting worse. These 4 signs: unusual fatigue, shortness of breath with small effort, pain in the jaw or upper back, and cold nighttime sweats, can start appearing days or even weeks before a heart attack. And alone, they might seem harmless. But together, they form a pattern that every person over 60 should recognize. Because awareness is not just knowledge, it's protection. It's a chance to act before it's too late. And we're just getting started. The next warning signs are just as silent and just as serious. Now that you understand how subtle the first signs can be, it's time to open your eyes to 4 other signs that continue to be ignored by thousands of people, especially those over 60. These signs don't come screaming. They whisper. But the risk they carry is as great as any sharp pain. And the longer you live with them without knowing what they mean, the greater the risk that your heart will catch you by surprise. Let us start with something many seniors experience and think it is just a normal part of aging: dizziness or lightheadedness when standing up. You wake up in the morning, get out of bed, and the room suddenly spins. Maybe you feel like you're going to fall, so you hold on to the wall. You sit back down. And your first thought? I just got up too fast. But here's the truth. That could be your heart struggling to maintain blood flow to your brain. It's not just poor circulation. It could be poor heart function. When the heart can't keep up with the body's demand, your blood pressure can drop suddenly, and that makes your head spin. Now, think carefully. Has this been happening to you more often? Is it part of your routine now? If yes, you need to understand that repeated dizziness is not normal. Not after 50, not after 60, and definitely not after 70. It is one of the earliest signs that your cardiovascular system might be in trouble, and if you ignore it, you may not get a second chance to take it seriously. Another signal that is extremely common, yet easily overlooked, is a chest discomfort that is exactly pain. Most people imagine that a heart attack comes with a crushing, unbearable pain in the center of the chest. That's what we see in movies. But for older adults, reality is different. The pain may never come. Instead, you might feel a strange pressure in your chest, a heaviness like something is sitting on you, or even a burning that feels like indigestion. It can come and go, lasting just minutes, and disappearing before you have time to worry. But this is the danger, because when it's not painful enough, you don't act. You wait. You think, maybe it's the food I ate, or it'll pass. That delay can cost everything. Especially for seniors, this non-painful pressure is often the heart's quiet way of warning you that the arteries are blocked, the muscle is tired, and oxygen isn't flowing. And when the oxygen stops flowing completely, that's when the heart stops. Silently. Fatally. Let's go deeper. Has your heart ever felt like it was beating out of rhythm? That brings us to the next sign. Irregular heartbeat at rest. You're lying down. You're calm. But your heart starts fluttering, skipping a beat, or pounding like it's running a marathon. You weren't doing anything. You weren't anxious. You were just there, maybe watching TV, maybe trying to fall asleep, and suddenly your chest feels like it's dancing on its own. This is more than just a weird moment. A heart that beats irregularly, especially without any external cause, could be experiencing atrial fibrillation or another arrhythmia. And while some of these conditions seem harmless at first, they are directly linked to increased risk of stroke and heart failure. Your heart is an electrical machine. When that rhythm is off, every organ suffers, including your brain, including your lungs, including your future. And now, let's talk about something very visible but often excused as just water retention, or normal swelling. Swelling in the legs, ankles, or feet. You take off your socks at night and notice the deep marks they left. Your shoes don't fit the way they used to. Your ankles look puffy. That's not just poor circulation. That's often your heart telling you, I'm not strong enough to push blood back up through your body. When the heart weakens, blood starts to pool in the lower extremities. That pooling causes swelling, and not just cosmetic. This is fluid that can soon affect your lungs, your liver, and your kidneys. And this is where most people make a dangerous mistake. They see the swelling, they rest a bit, elevate their legs, and when it reduces, they think the problem went away. But the problem didn't go away. The heart is still struggling. The swelling is just one symptom of a deeper issue, and if ignored, it can lead to shortness of breath, chest pressure, and eventually, a complete collapse of the heart's function. When you look at these 4 signs, dizziness, chest discomfort, irregular heartbeat, and swelling, they might seem disconnected, but they're not. They're pieces of the same puzzle, a puzzle that points to a heart in distress. And if you're over 60, or even in your late 50s and already feeling some of these symptoms, this is not something to postpone, because each of these signs can be managed, treated, and even reversed, but only if you act in time. And believe it or not, there are still 2 more silent signs. 2 final alerts your body may send just days before a heart attack strikes. Signs that many ignore until it's too late. And now we've reached the final 2 signs, the ones that often show up just days, sometimes even hours, before a heart attack. They are more intense, more alarming, and if you've experienced them, your body is no longer whispering. It's shouting. These signals come when your heart is already overworked, already lacking oxygen, already showing signs of collapse. And yet, even in moments like these, many people still don't seek help. Why? Because they don't know what's really happening. let's talk about trouble sleeping or waking up gasping for air. Imagine this. You lie down at night, hoping for rest. But your body won't settle. You toss and turn. Something feels off. You can't breathe deeply. Your chest feels heavy, like something is pressing down. And then, suddenly, you wake up, heart racing, gasping, panicked, as if someone pressed pause on your breathing. This is not normal. This is not just aging or stress. When the heart is weak, lying down allows fluid to shift toward the lungs. That fluid makes it harder to breathe. That's why many people with advanced heart issues feel better sitting up than lying down. It is called paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, a serious condition that happens when your lungs fill with fluid because your heart can't handle the pressure. If this happens to you once, maybe it's something temporary. But if it happens again and again, especially if you also feel tired during the day or struggle with shortness of breath even during small activities, you need to seek medical help immediately. This is one of the most powerful red flags your body can send before a heart attack. It's terrifying, and it's meant to be, because fear gets your attention. And this kind of awakening is not just physical. It's a life warning. Now, the 10th sign is one that doesn't come from your body directly. It comes from your instincts. And it's just as real. A sudden, unexplained feeling of doom or anxiety. Many people who survive heart attacks say the same thing afterward. I felt like something bad was going to happen. They couldn't explain it. There were no clear symptoms, just a strange inner sense that something was wrong, that something serious was coming. Science is beginning to understand this. Your body picks up on imbalances long before your conscious mind does. When your heart is failing silently, when blood flow drops, when oxygen is low, when inflammation rises, your nervous system feels the change. And it reacts. This feeling of dread, of impending danger, is your deep survival mechanism kicking in. A last signal to pay attention, to prepare, to act. If you've ever felt this, and especially if it came with any of the other signs we've mentioned so far, please don't ignore it. Don't wait until the pain is undeniable. The body always tries to speak before it breaks. So, what can you do today? First, talk to your doctor. Don't try to self-diagnose. Share your symptoms, your experiences, even the smallest changes you've noticed. No symptom is too small when it comes to your heart. Second, cut down on stress and processed foods. Your heart is deeply affected by both. Chronic stress raises your blood pressure, inflames your arteries, and exhausts your nervous system. Processed foods increase inflammation, disrupt your metabolism, and load your system with chemicals your heart has to work harder to process. Third, and most important, walk for 20 minutes a day. Just 20. It sounds simple. But for your heart, it's one of the most powerful medicines in existence. Walking boosts circulation, strengthens your heart muscle, balances your blood pressure, and calms your mind. It's free, it's natural, and it works. Above all, listen to your body. It's wiser than we think. It's not trying to scare you. It's trying to protect you. Every tight chest, every skipped heartbeat, every strange night of gasping is not a punishment. It's a message. And now that you understand what these messages mean, it's time to stay alert, because your heart is still speaking, and it's not done yet. Now that we've walked through every detail together, it's time to bring those signs back into focus. Let's take one more look, because remembering them might just protect your life, or the life of someone you love. Unusual fatigue, the kind that makes simple tasks feel exhausting. Shortness of breath with little activity. Even climbing one step leaves you breathless. Jaw, neck, or upper back pain. Often mistaken for tension, but possibly a cardiac warning. Cold sweat at night, waking up drenched with no reason, a red flag in disguise. Dizziness when standing. Not just getting up too fast, but a drop in blood flow to your brain. Chest pressure or tightness, not pain, but a feeling of heaviness that comes and goes. Irregular heartbeat, fluttering, skipping, or pounding when you're at rest. Swelling in your feet or ankles, especially at the end of the day or if your shoes feel tight. Trouble sleeping or waking up gasping, your body telling you it's low on oxygen. A feeling of doom or sudden anxiety, not in your head, but your heart crying out. These signs are your body's way of saying, something's not right. And if you felt even one of them, don't wait. Don't second guess. Don't brush it off. Especially if you're over 60, these early warnings should never be ignored. Heart attacks in older adults are often quiet, but that doesn't mean you can't hear them. Once you know what to listen for, you're no longer in the dark. You're ahead of the danger. You're in control. Please don't be one more silent statistic. Be the person who says, I caught it in time. Be the one who took action, who stayed alive, who shared this with someone who needed it just as much. If this video opened your eyes, if it helped you in any way, take one small step now. Like this video. That simple click tells the platform that this message is important. It helps us reach more people, more families, more lives, and leave a comment below. Share your age, your symptoms, your questions. You never know who might read it and say, that's exactly what I've been feeling. And, most of all, subscribe to this channel right now. This space is for people like you, people who care about their health, who want to age with strength, independence, and dignity. Because the next video is already waiting for you, and it's powerful. It will show you the 5 foods that naturally clean your arteries, foods that can strengthen your heart, boost your circulation, and possibly prevent the next big scare before it ever happens. So stay with us. Take that next step. Your body is speaking. And now, you're finally listening.